My name is Seth Richard. I am the Mueller Streamline territory sales representative for New England. I work with the Granite Group.
I'm Brian Miller. I'm the HVAC operations manager for the Granite Group.
And we also have someone tapping in virtually today. Her name is Ashley Lupo, and she is the product engineer for this fitting. She's based out of Memphis, Tennessee, but she is tapped in to be able to answer any questions you guys have. Just type them in the chat, and she'll be prompt to answer anything you guys got. We are here to talk about our new ACR press fitting that Granite Group is bringing into stock. Here it is.
For those of you that don't know, Mueller and Granite Group have a long-standing relationship. If you've ever purchased a line set or ACR tubing or plumbing fittings from the Granite Group, any kind of copper whatsoever, it was most likely a Mueller part, tubing, fitting, whatever. We've been working with Mueller for a really long time. Why don't you tell us a bit about the new ACR line and how it all works and how it's going to help?
Yeah, everyone, let's get into some of the features and benefits and the reasons why you should choose this fitting. The first reason is we have a dual O-ring design where we have think of it as a primary seal and a secondary seal. In between, we have what we call the trap zone. So essentially what happens is if, God forbid, there's ever a leak through the primary seal, it gets caught in our trap zone, loses pressure, and cannot escape through the secondary seal. Our O-rings are a HMBR O-ring. And Brian has one here. I don't know if you can totally tell, but it's an engineered O-ring with two 360-degree lips that go around. What this does is as it's pressed, it allows for 200% more surface area along the tubing. And when you're dealing with high pressure, small molecule refrigerants, you want the best O-ring you can get. So another thing about our fittings is we can show the 3/8 here, is it's the same lay lengths that you're used to with regular brazed ACR fittings. They're not, they're long radius 90s. They're not long or short radius, or you're not going to do anything like that. It's the tried and true lay lengths that you've always been used to. And if Brian wants to talk about the poly bags and how they're sold.
So Mueller fittings come pre-bagged because, again, they're ACR fittings. So we want to keep them dust-free and debris-free. It's a resealable bag. They're packaged no more than 5 to a bag, so you don't have to buy a huge quantity to keep them on the truck and risk getting them dirty or damaged in transit.
Yeah. And another thing I want to mention too about the lay lengths. On our website, MuellerStreamline.com, we have CAD and BIM modeling available. So you can download the files directly from our website and dump it into your system if need be. Another thing too about the fittings is we are a hard copper construction. So it's a hard fitting. You can drop it on the job site. It's more resilient. It's going to be ready for the next press no matter what. Another thing too is on our fittings, unlike some things that are out there, we have a full 360-degree press. This is a fitting that I've already made a connection on. But as you can see, it's a full 360-degree contour around the entire circumference of the fitting. What that does is it creates a trusted and secure connection for every press that you make. Another thing as well is this fitting we offer, it always has a blue stamp on it so you can decipher it from any of the low pressure press fittings you have on the job site. And it comes with a 10-year warranty. So we value ourselves because we manufacture ACR tubing, line sets that you use in the marketplace every day, and you can use this fitting directly with that, and it creates a full system that falls under the 10-year warranty. Another thing that we can talk about is the offering. We offer 1/4 through 1 1/8 of all different configurations, whether it be long radius 90s, long radius street 90s, T's, caps, reducing couplings, and we also have press by flare adapters. I'm sorry. And we also just came out with a couple months ago that Granite also has availability of is multi-split ball valves, which you can, the ball valves have a street connection on them. So you can literally run the line, run a coupling, and then press the coupling right onto the ball valve. It's a nice little feature. Some of the approved applications that we have are air conditioning, heat pumps, VRV and VRF systems, light commercial refrigeration, non-potable water, and ethylene glycol. We also have a list. As you guys know, refrigerants are changing almost daily. So we are approved, any refrigerant you can think of other than R22, we are approved for.
But one side note about that is it is approved for a lot of the drop-in refrigerants for R22, even though it is not approved for R22 itself.
Yeah. And now let's talk about tooling. So
video.
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, it's a live show. We get all jumbled up, but there's some operating parameters. This fitting is rated to 700 psi, continuous pressure. It's UL listed. It's also continuous operating temperature of 40 below to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. We will take you over to a video that we shot in our testing facility in Covington, Tennessee, where we try to blow up one of these fittings.
Today we are at the Mueller Streamline Flow Lab, pressure testing our new ACR press fittings. Here's the Mueller logo. This is size 7/8, and here's the ACR logo. We're just gonna close this lid, lock it down. Pressure starting at about 46. And here we go. We just hit 700, which they're rated for. We got up to 4,566 PSI.
Hey guys, welcome back. I promise no one was hurt during that video. Now let's get into tooling. So Mueller has partnered up with Milwaukee to create a proprietary set of jaws for our press fitting. As you can tell, there is a dual O-ring design, so it requires a special set of jaws. We have the jaws here, it just cinches right in there, just like that. And one thing that's about these jaws, due to the hard copper construction and the full 360-degree press of this fitting, it does require a large tool. So you have to use an M18 or equivalent. However, these jaws are compatible with any large tool on the market, whether it be the M18 Rigids compatible tool or what you may have. One of the things that's nifty about these is we can just show this here on the back of, so as Brian stated earlier, this is how the fittings come. On the back of each bag has installation instructions for tube prep that is required. I don't want to bore you guys with that. So I've taken some of these earlier and I prepped the tube. I've cut it. I've deburred the ID and the OD, whacked it with the sand claw. And essentially what you want to do, each toolkit's going to come with this gauge. What this has here is it has, you got, depending on the diameter of the tube, you got 1/4, 3/8, all the way down the line. You stick the tube in here. We're working with 3/8 here. As you can see, it comes with 3/8. Brian, you just want to mark that for me right there? Yeah, you make a line right there. And then what you want to do is when you put the fitting, each coupling has a stop in it. So you're going to bottom it out no matter what. It does have a dual O-ring. So it does, as you put it in, you want to give it a little twist to put it in. You want to bury that coupling and then bring it right to the line that you made earlier. What you want to do too is then you take your tool, make sure there's no debris or anything within the jaws. Put your fitting in there, and then you press the trigger. And there you go. One thing too is there are 4 O-rings. However, it is one press of the trigger per side. We will press both O-rings with one press, with one pull of the trigger.